So I realized I haven't made a Han and Horner build-over guide. So I wanted to do that today. So first things first, rally over, build a supply depot. Now this one is going to be more focused on the Reapers than necessarily making a bunch of Horner units. I will have a second one. Oh wow, cool. I will have a second video that's going to be about basically more massing Horner's units. Yeah, I've heard something about the Tychus commander. Anyway, so one of the things that I like to do for this one is basically go supply depot into Galleon into command center. Start making some of these up here. So I go ahead and set it up so as soon as this is done, it'll start taking care of the rocks, and I'll build one Reaper out of it. I can work on some gas. The partner's going to be helping out. This is mostly just designed to kind of go over just general ideas about what I want to do. We'll get the gas after I make this, and this guy will go straight into command center. And just continue to make SCVs as you go. There's really nothing else to say about that. And what's cool about at least the Galleon here is it will automatically go from one to the other. From right here, I'll go and make this. And you only need to make one Reaper in order for this to finish at the same time. Now, on other missions, it might be a little different, but usually this is the time where I'll make a second supply depot and drop it right next to all of my mag mines, thus allowing my mag mines to actually hit what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and get my other gas going, and then I'm going to start working on engineering bays, into armories, into the fleet beacon. And I will get the armory first, and then I will have one SCV constantly building galleons. But right now, I'm just going to take it nice and slow and go through everything. Make a few more of those guys.
Our allies are in a rough spot.
Now this mission is going to be a later first attack, so you do have more time to do things. But this one will just keep making all of my galleons. And the first attack wave should be easily dealt with just my mag mines, but I will need to start making some Reapers soon. Just want to go right to this, just keep working.
Our enemies provoke us. We will answer.
And again, I don't have to worry about doing anything else. Gonna keep making these. And I will start making my Reapers now. I take care of it anyways. But we see now we're getting pretty close to saturation over here. This one's gonna keep going and making more and more galleons. So what I usually do is put my galleons not only on my production, but I also put them on my main army hotkey as well. And anyways, I'm just gonna keep working.
An ally's under attack.
I will drop some of these here just to help out. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just gonna keep making SCVs and Reapers. Not really too much else. I will leave this guy over here. Might as well. Just to keep making supply depots. You really don't want to get supply blocked. And then I will usually put my Reapers on their own control, not own control group, but a control group as well as the main one, just so I can micro them a little easier. Now, it seems to me like Han and Horner are one of those commanders where you want to be...
Isn't all bad.
Is that so?
Yeah, I already took care of it. It'll be up soon, by the way. Fine Apple. My partner's doing a lot of work here, so I don't have to worry about too much. But you can see that I have a lot of stuff already set up, ready to go. And as soon as this one's done, make the last one. Now, when I go mass Reapers and I don't make a lot of Horner units, I do get my Galleons upgraded pretty early on.
Our allies got into trouble.
Make sure I continue to get the rest of my upgrades. And then here, go ahead and grab these guys into that, and we're going to get the last of my stuff going.
An ally's under attack.
And just continue
I can commit. I'd love
to make the
to.
rest of my stuff here. I will get the up to 4 targets for my Ravens. I try not to use the select all army hotkey, but it really finds itself to be better utilized.
Upgrade complete.
And like I said, you just want to make sure that you micro your Reapers really well, because it really helps to make sure that you're
Use it well.
getting the most DPS out of everything. I'm going to continue to make more and more Reapers. Going to make sure this guy goes here and get more upgrades.
Our allies
Now, there's been numerous times where I found myself wanting to get double production for my
An ally's under attack.
Yes, murder is
upgrades, but you don't really need them. I do focus on getting
Initiating fleet maneuvers.
back soon, but we'll get this. Like I said, not absolutely necessary, but something that's helpful if you really feel like that's something you want. But like I said, I focus more on getting the attack upgrades first. But you see that if you're going Mass Reapers, you're going to have the extra gas to do things. Now, usually around here is when I might start making a few battle cruisers or stuff like that. But again, not completely necessary. And at any point, you can get the Galleon upgrades, thus turning them into the carriers. But I just like to produce quite a bit of Reapers first, because that's where most of your DPS is. Head over here. Alright, so I've got a pretty good amount of Reapers. I am going to start working on the upgrades for my Galleons now. Another thing you can do is just have a few
An ally's under attack.
SCVs out on the map to help repair things. Again, not absolutely necessary. It's something that can help for sure.
is ready to spice up this battle. This is just one of many, darlings.
They're striking our allies' base.
Looks like we're going to go for a full clear. And like I said, this is supposed to be a more of a Mass Reaper style guide here, as opposed to working a lot of Horners units. But you can always add Horners units. One of the best things to add to this is probably going to be Wraiths. They're one of the best units for just extra DPS. Look at this guy. That's hilarious. Is he stuck? He's not stuck. Okay. One of the things that adds a lot of DPS to your army is the Ravens, though. Make sure you get those.
An ally's under attack.
Because you can do so much extra when you add the extra damage that this gets you. And that's really about it for the build. You can, like I said, make Horners units.
Something's coming
Not really
to
necessary.
warn us again.
Back over here.
I'd love to help. Are you always this convincing?
I think you're
Like
good,
the
man.
sound of that. Our allies are in a rough spot.
Alright. So let's just continue to make more and more Reapers, and we'll basically call it. Now that I finished that, we'll start working on some armor upgrades, but that's really about it.
Trains are parked at both stations. Gotta move fast and slow. knocked over roughly half their shipments.
Base.
Allies' base is going up in smoke. Almost.
Let's kill this guy real quick.
Are you always this Our allies are in a rough spot.
And again, keeping my Reapers on a separate control group, make it so I can lift them and do more damage. Here.
And beautifully so.
My fleet is ready for deployment.
And like I said, Reapers do a lot of work. They're fast, they move quick. And we're pretty close to max supply.
Our allies got into trouble.
Story of my life.
Enemies gather. We must.
And see, now that we have the reduced time for mag mines, oh, they do so much better work now. It's actually pretty amazing. Massing Reapers is still an amazing thing to do. It'll never not be because they just do crazy DPS. They destroy buildings like extremely fast, which is a huge thing.
An allies under
But it's
attack.
going to be easier to mass them. Plus, now that your galleons don't take up so much supply, they actually just are going to do so much more now.
Heads up. Another train in transit.
Yes, murder
I'm going to
is
finish clearing the map here.
Begin the attack.
Our allies are in a rough spot.
And that's about it.
Main objective
Like I said, the next build guide I would do will be about massing more of pawn and corners units. And when you do that, you're going to want a few Hellions. You're going to want different things that make it so you just do more DPS. That the things that do all the work will get more and more out of all of it. We still got to get a little bit more done
An
over
allies
here.
under attack.
I'll take a few of you guys and just have them go this way.
Amuse me.
Our allies' base is in danger.
Help out.
These guys to go this way. And I think we did a full clear. We just need to check up here again. That's good. And that's good. Yeah, we're good.
our enemies. Come, strike swiftly.
Darlings.
That's about it. Head back over here. So after the sixth one, we're going to have a double train. So I'm going to head over here. And we're just going to keep making more and more Reapers.
Is that so?
Fight.
The main objective has been destroyed.
There's nothing we cannot
And what's
do,
so
husband.
cool is Reapers just die so fast. I mean, not Reapers. Everything dies so fast when you have
Our
Reapers.
allies are in a rough spot.
Our soldiers are in combat.
And the next attack wave is, or the next
They've
train will
engaged
be
our
at the
forces.
bottom. We do need to get through
Love
the
engagements.
single attack wave that's coming.
Allies got into trouble.
Got another fast one on the bottom track.
And
Better
the
move if you want to take it out.
Main objective
Bonus?
destroyed.
man,
Not
these freaking probes are so good about making things come back. like I said, not too much else to say about this. Especially on a map like this where the first attack wave is so late, you have a lot of options to do pretty much anything you want. And you just have a lot of extra minerals. Now you see how much gas I've built up.
No time for romance, husband. Enemies are on your way. Sound of that.
Drop those there. Now this would be a cool opportunity to make a bunch of
Are you always this convinced?
widow mines. I'm not going to. This is great, by the way. Everything's all ready to go. We're gonna kill this bonus or kill this last train pretty darn quick.
I'd love to help.
Really important to have the ravens here.
Their warehouses should be looking real empty right now. Not too many trains left to go.
Our main objective has been destroyed.
One step closer to the end of this fight.
That's a done deal.
That was good.
Been a pleasure working with
Okay, so if anybody has any questions, make sure to hit me up in the message board on YouTube, and make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'll go over the score screen real quick, but basic idea: supply depot, galleon, CC, and then as soon as those are done, start making all your gases. I do add one gas between the galleon and the CC just to add a little bit of early gas, just to kind of build some upgrades and stuff like that. But it's a pretty simple build, and there's really not too much to it. One SCV is basically just going to continually build galleons. Once you feel like you have an appropriate amount of Reapers, upgrade your galleons. Now the thing that changes is if you go up against a air comp, you're going to want those galleon upgrades a little bit quicker, because you want to reduce the damage that the galleons will take. You can still do a lot of stuff with just Reapers and proper micro to alleviate some of the damage that the galleons will take, but it's easier if you just want to A-move to get those galleon upgrades a little bit quicker. Make sure you get your Reaper upgrades and then start on attack and maybe defensive ones if you really are worried about that. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe and hit that like button. Thank you.